That's the project.
Some mornings I wake up with enough energy to rock the day. Other times I dread their arrival. Today is neither, I guess. It's been a few hours since I got back from the factory, but I haven't slept a wink. Oh, I'm tired, all right. I'm exhausted. My muscles are sore and my body feels heavy. But whenever I close my eyes, the memories from last night replay vividly, like scenes out of a picture book. Guessing's magic, his inhumanly powerful magic, would be recast over and over in my mind. It would strike me again and again, the memory of the pain clear and present enough to make me jump and break into a sweat. And again, Frederic would revive me with tears streaming down his face, as if the pain was his own. The only thing that would remain unchanging throughout this whole scene is Amadeus's calm, vengeful gaze. I wish it would have stopped there. But there's still more that I remember. Frederic's perseverance as he battled Gesung, the meteor, the exhaustion on his face after casting that spell and seeing Gesung still standing, and that final moment. Last night I didn't see Frederic's face when he erected the stone wall, but whenever I close my eyes now, I can imagine it clearly. A bittersweet smile, a resignation to whatever came next, a satisfaction that he was able to protect me, regret in knowing how it had to end, peace in knowing that it was the best that he could do. But if it was for the best, Frederic, then why am I so sad? After I went back to the factory and the Libertons had all fled, one of the dragoons reported that Frederic's body was found lying near a solid stone wall in an alley. It was much too late for revive. He wasn't moving, there was no breathing, and his heart wasn't beating. I always thought that Gesung was a good person. He saved me when I was lost. Why did he kill Frederic? How could he? I suppose he didn't have a choice. It was a fight to the death. Frederic would have killed him if he'd turned his back. Was that the only way? Was there nothing else I could have done? No. This happened because of Amadeus. He was the mastermind. He orchestrated this war. Amadeus is responsible for everything. Amadeus is Franz. Franz is responsible for everything. Franz killed Frederic. Frederic wronged Franz, I know. But was death a fair punishment? Franz, did you have to kill Frederic for chopping off your arms? Is this the kind of justice you hope to bring to Overture? My mind is a jumbled mess. I can't think. Even trying to makes my head hurt. I feel sad and I want to cry, but I can't even do that. I feel numb. From time to time, I hear Alanis calling her patients, but other than that, the morning is quiet. I don't hear Aretha's cheerful cries that brighten our Sundays. Today, she's gone, preparing something for her presentation at the Conservatoire. How long have I been sitting on my bed? I don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to sleep, but I don't want to get up or go outside either. All kinds of thoughts fill my head, but none of them are coherent. What am I doing? What have I done? What will I do? What would I do if I met Franz and Gesung again? What should I say to Lord Godwin? Frederic, where are you now? Heaven, hell, do these places exist? Did I make the right choice by not joining Libertad? Would any of these things have happened if I had joined them? Didn't I believe in Franz when he asked me to fix the piano? Why don't I trust him now? Franz is supposed to be really smart. Shouldn't he know what's best for everyone? Isn't he fighting for the proletariat? Am I not one too? Shouldn't I be fighting alongside him to give the proles what we deserve? Even Jude is in Libertad now. Jude, how I miss her. Why, after so many years, did we have to meet like this? Jude was always ready to do anything for me. Shouldn't I do something for her now? Am I evil? An evil bourgeois? The more I think of an answer, the more questions come flooding in my head. It's never ending. I give up and close my eyes. Fragments of memories are being replayed in my mind, one after another in no logical order. As I go through them, they make less and less sense. As I relive them, they become more and more distorted.
Elise, why did you kill me?
I hear Frederic's toneless voice.
Elise.
Elise? Elise, are you okay? It's almost time you went to the cafe.
Cafe?
Should I send someone to let Mrs. Howard know that you can't go today?
No, Alanis. Thanks, but I'm fine. I'll go now.
Don't push yourself, Elise.
I'm fine. Mrs. Howard greets me as soon as I enter the cafe.
Good evening, Elise.
Good evening, Mrs. Howard. I'm sorry I couldn't come into work yesterday.
Oh, that's okay, dear. You let me know ahead of time yesterday. I appreciate that. Oh, look, we have a guest.
Mrs. Howard leaves me to tend to an aristocrat who just came in. I plod over to the piano. I pick a random piece from my repertoire and begin playing. Mrs. Howard's cafe is soon filled with the sound of music. Some patrons turn their heads in my direction as I begin my performance. It's a normal occurrence, but today I'm more conscious of it. The way they observe my finger movement. Is that admiration or disdain in their eyes? Before I can discern the meaning behind their gazes, they look away, back to their dinners. Why should I worry anyway? I've been playing the piano here almost every night. I'm doing what I always do. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about anything. I've done enough thinking today, and it hasn't helped me a bit. I close my eyes to escape the worry, letting the music whisk me away and carry me to her world. Yet, today, that world is empty. There is only nothingness. Everything is black. I walk alone, naked and vulnerable, clad only in darkness. My bare feet sting as they step on the void. Then, I hear voices. The lively chatter of people who are having their meal has transported me back to Mrs. Howard's cafe. Or perhaps I never left. I keep playing the piano, but I find my eyes sweeping through the cafe, wandering from one guest to the next. My fingers move automatically along the piano keys, as if I were a machine. Today is not a salon day, so the establishment is just like any normal restaurant. However, because the people who frequent Howard's are also the people who are fond of the salon, impromptu discussions often take place. Two gentlemen seated not far from the piano are having such a discussion.
Did you hear about the Dragoon operation last night?
Yes, I have. Such a pity that it failed.
Pity. Yes. If only they'd have been able to capture Amadeus. Overture would be much safer.
Amadeus, yes. There was a bigger tragedy, though.
The young lord's death?
A terrible tragedy. He was only 22, wasn't he? There was still so much the young lord could have accomplished. He was young, but he was a very talented magician. Many people said he was arrogant, but you know, arrogance is one of a lord's privileges, if you ask me.
Talented he was. I remember watching his sorcerer match on Lord Godwin's birthday some years ago.
When he faced Commander Wolf? That was a great match.
Yes. It was more exciting than your typical professional sorcerer matches.
It was.
I miss the young lord already, and I didn't even personally know him. How do you think Lord Godwin is feeling right now?
What do you think? His only son's dead. I'm surprised he chose not to cancel MM's presentation at Conservatoire des Overture, though. Amazing that he still wants to deliver the presentation himself, even though his son just died.
Really? You're talking about the presentation the day after tomorrow, right? I received an invitation for it.
Did you? I'm jealous.
The two men continued chatting through their meal. First talking about what MM is likely to announce at the Conservatoire, then move on to other topics. After the last guests have left, I get ready to leave the cafe. I meet Mrs. Howard near the door.
Thank you for the beautiful performance, Elise.
I'm always happy to play the piano, Mrs. Howard. Mrs. Howard keeps a relaxed smile on her face most of the time, but now the smile fades, and her smiling face changes into one of uneasiness.
Elise, has something happened to you?
Huh? No, nothing. Why do you ask?
Well, I had that feeling while I was listening to you play.
Did I make a mistake in my recital?
Oh no, not at all. It just sounded heavy.
I'm sorry. I must have been distracted. I have a lot on my mind at the moment. Without breaking eye contact with me, the aristocratic woman heaves a short, barely audible sigh of relief. Her usual smile reappears on her face.
Oh, is that so? Well, it's fine then. But tell me if you have any problems. You hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, Elise.
Good night, Mrs. Howard.
Welcome home, Elise.
Aretha, why are you still up? More work?
Nope.
What are you doing?
Waiting for you.
What? Why?
You've been sulking ever since we came back from the factory, so I've made it my mission today to make you laugh.
I'm sleepy, Aretha. Can I go to sleep?
No, not before you laugh. Elise. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Elise Shelley.
Elise Shelley who?
Elise Shelley goes somewhere. Not working? Elise, why does William hate going to a construction site? Because construction workers always use his power to summon rocks. Not funny? Okay, I have more. Where do the compassionate people live? Up on the hill? What does a magical scientist say when he is in danger? Summon, please, help me! Still no reaction? Were they that terrible? I swear, I made Franz laugh with these jokes. Okay, let's try this next one. Elise! What gets hard and erect when you blow it? The wall that is summoned to block a wind magic spell! You just forced yourself to laugh, didn't you?
I'm sorry, Aretha. I'm tired. Thanks for trying to cheer me up.
Elise, what happened yesterday wasn't your fault. Try not to think about it, okay?
Okay.
Well, get some rest, Elise. Good night.
Thank you, Aretha. Good night. I throw myself onto the bed as soon as I enter my room. I wonder what makes me so gloomy. Aretha was as shocked as I was when she learned Amadeus is really Franz. But now she's back in high spirits. Or maybe she's just trying to be cheerful for my sake. But our situations are different. Nobody died to save her life. So I'm blaming Frederic for my sulkiness now? I don't know what to do. I'm tired. If I go to sleep, will I know what to do tomorrow? Probably not. But I'll sleep anyway. Another morning, same as yesterday, feeling neither energetic nor drowsy. The good thing is that I don't know if it was due to the fatigue or the effect of hearing Aretha's terrible puns. I fell asleep pretty easily last night and slept until morning without being haunted by any memories. Well, I might have been. I don't know. I don't remember what I dreamed last night. I was just suddenly aware 1 second that I was awake, and here I am. My mind is a blank. Whereas yesterday, all kinds of thoughts flooded my head. This morning, it's the complete opposite. It's as if my brain's shut down. I rise and toddle to the door. Aretha and Alanis are standing near the front door and talking to each other.
Are you going to the conservatoire again today?
Yeah, some final check to make sure that the demo unit works properly. Then I'll be at MM after lunch.
No meeting with Lord Godwin?
We'll meet with him, yes, but at MM, not his house. He said paparazzi have been hanging around his house after his son's death.
I see. Well, have a good day, Aretha.
Okay, Mom, please, take care of Elise for... Oh.
Aretha stops mid-sentence when she spots me.
Elise! Good morning!
Oh, good morning, Elise.
Morning.
You woke up early today. Did you have a good night's sleep?
Yeah.
Are you feeling sick?
No.
Elise, want some coffee?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Which is it?
No.
Elise?
No.
Mom, Elise is broken.
Well, I'll try to fix her. Why don't you go to work?
Okay. Bye, Mom. See you later, Elise.
Later.
Elise, why don't you sit down at the table? I'll fix you some breakfast.
Breakfast? I scuffle over to our dining table and sit down.
Here you go, Elise. Enjoy your breakfast.
Oh, there's a plate of food in front of me. I pick up a square thingy from the plate, take a bite, and put it back down. Tastes like toast.
It is toast, Elise.
Oh. I look down at the plate. A poached egg and some slices of smoked chicken sausage sit alongside a slice of toasted bread. The toast has a bite missing. Alanis, the toast is missing a bite. Alanis brings a palm to her face and says,
Aretha's right. You're broken.
After breakfast, I sit idly at the table while watching Alanis get ready to open the clinic. Some patients are already waiting outside the examination room. Alanis calls the first patient. A 40-ish man enters the examination room. A door opens. A young woman comes out of the room thanking her doctor. The next patient, an old woman, goes inside. What happened to the 40-ish man? More people come and leave.
Elise, I need your help to... Why are you already sitting here? Are you waiting for lunch? It's still an hour before noon.
Lunch? But I just had breakfast.
Breakfast was 4 hours ago. Come with me, Elise. One of my patients is having a cold. I need you to cure him.
I get up and follow Alanis to her examination room. Inside the room, a middle-aged man is sitting on a chair, his head lowered. He coughs a few times.
Elise!
Alanis' suddenly raised voice startles me. Yeah? Her strong gaze pierces my eyes. For a few seconds, she doesn't say anything. Then in a soft but firm voice, she asks,
Are you alert enough to cast a spell?
Yeah.
You can't half-ass a compassion spell, Elise.
I know.
Good.
Smiling, Alanis points to the seated man.
He has a cold. Can you cure him?
Sure. I move closer to the man and touch his shoulder. The man jolts in his seat, lets out a small shriek, and awkwardly resettles himself amidst another coughing fit. I let compassion fill my body before concentrating it in my hand. Sickness begone. Nullify. The man's coughing stops. He raises his head meekly, puts a hand on his forehead, and stares at me glassy-eyed.
Thank you.
Alanis asks the man,
How is your cold?
I think I'm cured now.
Good. But next time you're sick, make sure you go to a physician.
Sorry.
How are you feeling now?
I'm fine, I think.
Really? That's good to hear, but I think you wouldn't be here if you were really fine. But don't worry, we've been making some progress these past few weeks. How's work?
Alanis starts interviewing the patient. The interview really is just a normal conversation about what the patient does at home and at work, his relationship with people and things like that. But every so often, Alanis jots something down in her notebook. During the whole conversation, Alanis smiles and speaks softly, almost like a mother talking to her child. The man, on the other hand, seems nervous. Not wanting to disturb the session, I begin walking to the door. But just as I make the first step, my eyes fall to an object in a corner. A piano. It's the piano I bought after working at Howard's for a year. I'm almost surprised to see it. My bedroom was too small for such a large instrument, so we decided to put it here. Excuse me.
What is it, Elise?
Do you mind if I play the piano?
Well, do you?
No. That might actually be nice, I think.
Looks like you have permission, Elise.
Thank you. I sit at the piano. A deep breath, then another. Then I begin playing. The piano bursts into song. Alanis and her patient watch me play. For a while, the man only stares blankly. Then slowly, a smile curls at his lips.
This music is very nice.
It is, I agree. But don't forget that you're paying me by the hour.
Right.
They resume their conversation while listening to my piano. Alanis is chatting with the man just as she did before, but something is different with the way the man speaks. For one, he is now less nervous. While previously Alanis had to keep asking questions to get the man to speak, now the man's words flow with ease. He seems to have opened up to Alanis. When he finally gets up from his seat to leave, the patient stops to speak to me.
Thank you for playing the piano, young lady.
I nod at him with a smile. The man shyly smiles back and leaves. The next patient comes in. Before the session begins, Alanis asks her if she minds my being in the room and playing the piano. The patient says she doesn't mind, so I continue playing. 2 hours later, the last patient leaves. More patients may be coming later, but for now, Alanis can take a break.
Feeling better?
Huh? Oh, yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Elise, do you want to know something?
What is it?
My job is to talk with people and listen to their problems, right?
Yes.
But they lie to me all the time.
They do?
Yes. Do you know what lie I hear almost every day?
No.
I'm fine. I'm fine must be one of the biggest lies humanity has ever known. You told that lie to me yesterday, if I do recall, didn't you?
Aww. Like Mrs. Howard, Alanis smiles almost all the time, but she seems to carry many different types of smiles for many situations. The one she's wearing now looks to be a mix of sarcastic and caring.
The man you cured was like that too. He said he was fine after his cold was cured, but the truth is that he wasn't. He might have been cured of his physical illness, but not of his mental illness. Mental illness can't be cured by magic. In fact, it can't be cured by anything or anyone, except by the patient himself. What I can do is give him a little push so he could find that cure. Today, you helped me give him that push.
Huh?
Your piano. Amazing, isn't it, how art can influence the human mind? Do you know what else is interesting?
No. Alanis' smile changes. It now carries an air of perplexity.
These mental disorders, the things I diagnose my patients with, why do we call them a disorder or an illness? Why do we automatically assume they're wrong and we're right? Why are they labeled strange and their absence normal? Why not the other way around? Why don't we let them be as they are? Because, you see, society has decided on a set of behaviors within which it can function normally. When a member of society doesn't behave within these norms, we consider that a problem. But what if these normalized behaviors turned out to be suboptimal? Like an individual, social groups can suffer from collective mental disorders. That includes us, the Kingdom of Overture, and also the lands beyond. Like people saying, I'm fine. It's an answer, but it's not usually true. Just like my patients, when society is sick, no amount of magic will heal it. They have to work out the solution for themselves. But remember, Elise, we can always give it a little push to help it along. Maybe someday it will find a cure for itself.
Find a cure for itself? Perhaps sensing my disquietude, Alanis gives me a warm-hearted smile.
Oh, you haven't eaten lunch, have you? Want me to cook you something?
No need. I think I'll eat out today.
Good. After being cooped up in your room all day yesterday, I imagine the outside air will be good for you.
I leave the house and take the omnibus to the city.
Hey, are you bothered by what he told you that night? About how Joff Godwin and MM are evil?
Was he telling the truth?
What do you think?
Symphony in C minor, Adora di Spirito Adolescente. Today was the first time I heard it played on a piano.
Yes, I rearranged it into a piano piece.
Elise, Franz isn't always right. He's just good at thinking. Sometimes those are two separate things.
Yes, maybe Aretha is right. I think Franz is in the wrong this time. I guess that makes him the bad guy.
Let's do a project!